Most reasonable people don't make decisions, even minor decisions, leave alone life-changing decisions, without considering all the information they have at their disposal. In short, most people use the best information they have before committing time, talent, and resources. Most people. Now, why do I keep saying most people? Because there are exceptions, always exceptions. Bottom feeders, they are exceptions. They run around half-cocked, balls to the walls. But most people do consider the best information. You'll see most people using the best information daily. All across the country today, people are going to be in consultations with their doctors. People are visiting with their lawyers. Sometimes they're doctors, dancing nurses, and lawyers say, we do have other options. But sometimes there are no other options. Sometimes lawyers tell their criminal defendants, cross your fingers, buddy. We're going to have to roll the dice with the jury. Sometimes doctors say, go home and break your dinner plate, pal, because you won't be needing it any longer. Life can be so cruel. Now here's the what ifs. What if the game is rigged? What if the best information is based on erroneous information? What if everything we know is wrong? And what if I told you, stay with me, people, because I'm just getting started on Monday, the 12th of December, 2022. Yeah, I didn't think us to believe that, too. Oh, man, let me tell you how great I feel this morning. As I rolled out, well, you rolled over, to be healthy again. And believe it or not, in spite of being seriously injured from the brutal attack, the ambush, on Saturday, I still got a lot of stuff done. I'm even thinking today I just might have to slide over there and have maybe one or two tall, cool, crisp Budweisers for all I plan to do today. And I'm all about stuff and getting stuff done. You guys know that. Yeah, I had to move a lot of firewood yesterday. Had no choice. The weather readers say things might get ugly. Let's see what the good folks at Raytheon and Lockheed Martin have in store for us in the next few days. You know the guys with their hand on the big black knob. Well, sure as hell, we've got a winter storm watch. In 16 hours, winter storm watch now in effect from Monday evening through late Wednesday night. God damn. What? Heavy snow and blowing and drifting snow possible. Total snow accumulation 6 to 14 inches possible. God damn. Winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour. And you know where, right? Where I happen to call home. Right at my location. Level 7 of my deep underground military base. I hate it. You know what? It never fails. It seems it never fails. Every single time the weather goes apeshit, I have to go to mine because I'm out of coal. And without fail, I could swear. I think I will swear. Son of a bitch. This winter, it's not even winter yet. Okay, moving on. Let's deal with some what-ifs. What if the game is rigged? It is rigged, people. From day one, our 10th plank fulfilling government schools from the Communist Manifesto. Put a globe in every classroom. We've covered this. The takeaway? As you progress throughout the grades, we live on a wet spinning ball rocket that travels 4 different directions at 4 different speeds in infinite, endless space. We are but mere piss ants on a minor planet with a minor sun in one of many galaxies. In other words, we're not too special. We are pretty insignificant. But, and now why am I restating it, though I just did 2 days ago with my Spermia podcast? Because, coincidentally, the movie Capricorn 1 was on Tubi.com last night. Tubi, Tango Uniform Bravo, India.com. Free movie site. Well, you gotta watch the miserable commercials. And I watched it again. 1978, underrated, well-written movie dealing with a faked trip to Mars. By our never a straight answer people. The friends, yep, NASA. The space agency with the serpent's red tongue in the logo. I call it truth concealed in plain view. I got a comment on yesterday's podcast from Sub Bob. I have no answer to your question on where Satan hangs his hat. But when I know, I'll pass it on to you guys. Okay, back to it. Now I bring this up because it is constantly brought up by people at the bottom feeder pit, by guys like, come on, no names people, guys like my mailman. How could they fake the moon landing? You know how many people were involved. You know how many thousands of people would have to remain silent. Somebody would tell us it was faked. Bada bing. Boy, he sure thinks he torpedoed my boat with that bullshit. But did he? My mailman, who by the way has a cushier job than I did when I worked at the Charlie Foxtrot cluster fucking minute, I think he takes a week off everyday work to go hunting, fishing, and see some has-been boomer rock concert. My buddy, my mailman, doesn't understand compartmentalization and need to know. He doesn't understand there are only a very few who know what's really going on. The people who make the booster O-rings, the people who make the NASA decals for the rocket body, the dudes at Mission Control operating the computers are only given a small sliver of the information. Only the amount they need to know to do their small part, to do their assigned job, and no more. You want more evidence? You want to talk about thousands of people who all have to be in on it? Let's talk about the Manhattan Project, America's WW2, the Great War, or the Good War fought by the greatest generation. Manhattan Project was the atomic bomb project, people. 130,000 people worked on it, from Oak Ridge, Tennessee to Hanford, Washington to Los Alamos, New Mexico. That's a pile of people, 130,000. And of that 130,000, excluding President Truman and his advisors, less than 10 people had any clue what was going on. 10 out of 130,000. That is such a small percentage, people. I can't do the math to tell you what it is. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, Bert. Damn, I almost said his name. Now, if you haven't seen the movie Capricorn 1, I strongly suggest you do. It's free, people. Spoiler alert, there is no zero, no, none, tit and ass in the movie. Just a well-done movie. I've said it before. Truth in the movies and music, fiction in the news. Let's wrap this up with a little more info. Most of you are already aware of this. I'm covering old ground. I'm sure you guys have heard me rant about this before. I talked a long time ago about Project Dominique and Operation Fishbowl. Fishbowl was a sub-program under Project Dominique. Think about it, people. Turn up a fishbowl. Turn it upside down. It does kind of look like the firmament. High-altitude nuclear detonations in the late 50s, early 60s. Now I say somebody was testing out the firmament, the dome over the flat Earth, using Thor missiles. Yeah, the god Thor missiles. Somebody was trying to break through the firmament. I want to introduce you guys to a cool site. Let's see. Here we go. It's called BehindTheName.com. All one word, behind the name. And if you type in Dominique, D-O-M-I-N-I-C, Delta Oscar Mike India November India Charlie, here's what you get. Meaning in history from the late Latin name Dominicus, meaning of the Lord. How cool is that, people? There's always a kind of a religious bent to everything, is there not? Yep, Team Evil is very religious. Alright, so, am I making this stuff up? No. Do you guys remember Wernher von Braun? Do you remember his humble grave marker? The father of NASA, our country's premier rocket man. His grave marker was very humble and very simple. It said, Wernher von Braun, 1912 to 1977, Psalms 19 verse 1. That, people, is pretty humble for that kind of a famous guy. It was just a plaque on the ground. No big monument to him. Oh, now somebody asks, well, what does Psalm 19 verse 1 say? I am so glad you asked. Oh, come on, people. One small verse of scripture ain't going to kill you. Psalm 19 verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Now, what do you suppose old von Braun's trying to tell you there? That his whole life he was beat by the fact it's a closed environment, people. You can't get through the dome, and if you did, there's nowhere to go anyway. Yeah, I'm telling you. I've told you before. Okay, and I've also told you before, memory is the third thing to go when you get old. I can't remember the last name of von Braun's longtime personal secretary. I think it was Carol Mosley. But she said that shortly before Von Braun died, he told her one of the very last things that's going to happen will be the playing of the alien invaders card. You got it, people. The strong delusion. Isn't it kind of funny how everything ties in? Anyhow, I'm in a great mood. I'm healthy as a horse, and I got stuff to do.